Hello guys, this is going to be a Q&A video. I'm going to answer the questions that you guys have asked. But I did see that in the last post I did, that a lot of you guys asked like private reading kind of questions, and this is a Q&A. This is not a private reading. So for people who have private questions, I still have the option with one question for $25. So you can do that. You get a lot of information out of buying a one question. So all the information is down in the description box below. This is all about helping you guys with spiritual questions. How to protect yourself, how to manifest, how to, I don't know what. Private questions. You guys get to know me better. So again, thank you all for all the amazing questions. I am excited to answer them. I have a lot of things ready, and I got a new deck today, so I am also going to do an unboxing video, but not in this video. Should we dig into the questions? So obviously I am going to put the question on the screen and answer it as good as I can. And remember that if you have more questions, put it down in a comment below so that I will answer those questions in a new Q&A video. So it can be questions from, you know, questions about me, questions about my spiritual awakening, whatever, you know, twin flame, soulmate, zodiac signs, tarot cards, whatever. Write it in the comments. So the first question is, any tips on how to see an aura? Aura. Why is that so hard for me to say? I will say that the easiest way how I learned to do it is that you put your hand in front of a white wall, and the room shouldn't be too dark because then it's harder to actually see the aura. So what it is that you should do is that you should focus on like in between the fingers. If you focus, sometimes it's easier to focus on in between the fingers and relax the focus, and then the aura will start to appear. That is the easiest way, I will say. You can also obviously do it with a person, but I will say that it's easier to do it with the hands first. And once aura is changing every day, every hour, so it all depends on your mood. It all depends on how good you are to actually block off negativity. The more jealous or moody you are, the more dirty your aura is going to be. So it's like the color is very cloudy in it. It has to be very bright and like energetic, happy. You can almost, if you really get into this aura thing, you can really feel the aura of other people. It's pretty magical. I do it every time I have customers. Sometimes it's really like, I always get so excited. And I have also tried it with, especially in LA, there was a person who was really, he was really nasty, and I could just see that he had like this red aura around him. So not a good person. Also, if people are jealous, they have this very dirty, muddy green color around them. So it's a good way to pay attention to people, you know. So you can obviously also do this with a person. Again, put the person in front of a white wall and focus on like the top of the head. Sometimes, you know, it also helps to focus on the third eye, but you have to let your focus go wide. And in the beginning, it is hard to do, but if you keep practicing, it will work. But do it with your hands first, because if you do it with a person, you might feel that you have to do it quick, and you can't do it with a mirror. No, I will say don't do that. Do it with your hands, because that's, you know, that's the easiest. I also have the thing sometimes when I film, when I say that I see something, sometimes I do see like aura outlines. So again, the thing with seeing ghosts is not really like that you see a person. Like, it's most of the times for me, it's actually like energy lines. It's, yeah. So the next question is, why do you choose tarot as your medium? That's a good question, actually. I will say that it was actually not my first choice. I think it's the past 3 years that I really got into it. But back in the days, I did start out with like the easy decks, like, you know, the oracle decks. And when I bought it in LA, this card, it was actually just, you know, because this deck is also like an energy deck. So you take this, just fell out, power. So every day you are supposed to take, you know, a card that explains like what is it that you need to do today. So for example, you need to cut something out of your life today, or you need to put your burdens away. You might need to stop being so stuck. So I just really got into all this, like, oh my god, you can actually get like answers through tarot. And it just, you know, it's a, for me, it's an easy way to communicate with my angels and guides. It's easy for them to communicate through the cards, because again, it's pretty spot on. Plus, it forces us to use our intuition. So I will, for you people who really want to do all the spiritual thing, it's a good idea to get tarot cards, because they do really push you to use your intuition, and you learn a lot. Because back in the days, especially when I had this deck, I asked too many questions, and when I got a no, I was just like, no, I'm gonna take a new card, because that's not what I want to hear. And I needed to learn that no means a lot of things. You know, it can be no because you need to learn this, or no, there is another way. No, something will happen in 2 weeks. You really, again, you get to know yourself, and you get this sense that you learn to trust your intuition. So I will say that's why I choose tarot. The next question is, where are you from? Well, I am from Denmark. I am Danish. What crystals are good for protection? And I did take 3 of the, you know, the protective crystals that I have. 4 actually. I just need to see where I put the other one, because one of the crystals are actually, it's connected with my dragon Everon. So the first crystal that I have, which really is a really powerful protective crystal, is the obsidian. And this crystal really has a very interesting story, because as you can see, it broke. This happened in LA, and I have a friend who was on and off, you know, always trying to date a special person, and I said to her from day one that something was wrong with this person. Because, you know, baby mama drama, there was a lot of drama, and you know, he couldn't really connect with her or commit to her. So after some years, you know, where he blocked and unblocked and blocked and unblocked her, they got to see each other again. So I stayed back at the hotel, and she, you know, went off meeting him. And for some reason that evening, I took this crystal and put it on my chest, because, you know, I was meditating and relaxing, and it was just my intuition telling me that I should do that. And I remember that I like woke up from this, like I was not sleeping, but it was like I was in some kind of meditation state. And when I woke up, I had a bad feeling that something, you know, happened, or like with my friend. I was really like, for some reason I was worried. So I got up, I texted her like if everything was okay, and she said yes, nothing's wrong. So I didn't think about it, and I got up from the bed, and I wanted to go out to the kitchen to take something to drink, and the floor is like carpet, so it's not like you know, it's not marble or something like that. But you know, I took my drink, and yeah, went back, and I, you know, walked around for, I don't know, 10 minutes, and when I wanted to go out to the bathroom, I heard this, like, this fall down, and I heard this pop, like, it was so strange. And when I looked down, this was there, broken. And again, this is really, I mean, this is the normal size. So, you know, it's been the same size at some point. So you can see that that is the, you know, that huge piece that broke off. And I didn't really think that much about it. And I remember that I did write a text to her about it. And where I just said, you know, just be careful, if something is wrong, let me know. Because I had my feeling. The next day when she got back to the hotel, she explained to me that the guy actually told her that his crazy baby mama had done voodoo in his apartment. And my friend really got affected by that, because the next day she was really she was really mad, really moody. And I remember that the next day we went to this crystal shop, and you know, it helped her because she got cleansed off. But the moral of the story is that me and my friend, we have a very special connection. That's the girl who thinks that we are twin flames, where I'm a little bit like, no. We are sisters from a past life, but we are not twin flames. But if she wants to believe that. So, you know, my crystal protected her. Because I don't want to know how bad it would have gotten with her, with the voodoo stuff. Because voodoo is really bad. Really bad. So, you know, these crystals, if you have them on you, they protect you. Big time. And you can get them in all forms. So also at night you can put them under your pillow or stuff like that. So they cleanses your aura, they cleanses your, you know, whatever tries to get in between you and your world. The other crystal is the snowflake. The snowflake obsidian. This is magical. This is good if you put it under your pillow. It really brings out things that you need to work on. So in your dreams you might have really scary dreams, but it's because it provocates your fears. Like, this is what it is that you need to work on. And the same, this is also a protective. And I can't remember if this is the black obsidian. No, it's black tour is the same that I have obsidian on this ring as well. So I'm always protected when I'm out. This is citrine. This is also for money. This is pyrite. This is also the black is it turmoil? What is it called? It's the same as this. I mean, these are the best protective crystals that you can get. For protection, these crystals are the best, I will say. They keep you grounded, they protect you. You know, also if people try to put spells on you, if you have these crystals, the spell that people try to put on you goes right back to them. And it hits people 10 times over. Like, yeah. So let's see what else we have. What YouTuber do you want to collab with? I have actually a few. First of all, obviously, Markiplier. That guy is just sexy. I am trying to manifest that person into my life. I'm just saying. I did speak about him in other videos. Who else? I actually do want to, you know, collab with like Shane Dawson or Trisha Paytas. Oh, and what's her name? Makeup Junkie. I will put pictures or clips in so you guys can see who I'm talking about. She's just, oh my god, I love that girl. She's amazing. Also, oh my god, what is her name? Aisha Cupcake. I love her. It's very mixed people that I follow, but it's people who inspire me and people that is just, they are just real. They are just like, they don't think about what other people think. They help other people. I am really good at sensing people who help other people. So I will say that is the people that I really want to do collab videos with, or just meet one day. I mean, oh yeah. My question is, how can I manifest better? Okay, so there's two questions in this. So first of all, how can I manifest better? The thing with manifesting is that first of all, you have to really know what it is that you want. You have to visualize So see yourself having whatever it is that you want to have. If it's a car, really see yourself like sitting in the car, driving the car. If you need, go out, test drive that car. If it's a house, go look at houses. See yourself in, you know, in whatever house that you want. Also, what is really important in that manifesting is to be grateful for what it is that you already have. Because we can't manifest the new if we are not grateful for what it is that we have. That is just, you know, logic thinking. So if you go around wanting to manifest a new car, but you are not happy with your own car, the universe is, you know, you focus so much on the car that you don't want, that the universe, you know, thinks that, oh, you want that car. What it is that people need to understand with manifesting is that, and the universe, is that the universe doesn't hear what it is that you are saying. The universe feel on vibrations, on feelings. So it's the way that you feel. So if that's also the thing, if you want something and you are excited, you are happy about it, and 3 days after you're like, oh, it's never coming to me, then you put out the feeling of that it doesn't come to you, and then the universe is obviously going to act on that. So it's very important to feel the joy, to stay optimistic, but also to let it go. Like if you order a package from online, you know that it's going to come your way. You are not going to call up the postal service and being like, when is my package going to come? It will come when you are ready. Sometimes we need to learn certain things before that we receive what it is that we want. If it's about a person, the universe has to shift the other person's life. I mean, there's probably other people, you know, involved in it. So again, like me, I want to I want to manifest Markiplier. Well, Markiplier is in another relationship, so that was a stupid example, but you get the point. You know, we want stuff, but sometimes things have to shift and work out, and you know. Also, if you get a sign that that person is not for you, you should walk away. But if you get a sign, or if you get, you know, whatever about that, ooh, this person could really, you know, there is something, then just know that, well, one day you're going to meet that person, or one day you're going to drive that car, or one day you're going to have your dream job. Sometimes also with manifestation, you need to take action. If you want to manifest love, then it doesn't help that you are sitting inside waiting for someone to knock on your door. You need to get out there. If you are out there, I don't know, maybe at the beach, and a guy comes over to the camera, just died. So if a guy comes over to you at the beach and asks you if you want to play volleyball with them, it doesn't help that you say no, because maybe the universe sent you that person, and it might not be the person that you want to manifest, but maybe if you play volleyball, you know, the person is going to see you that is in the group or whatever, you know. That's how the universe works. So if you get invited to an event or something like that, it's important that you take the lead, that you do it. We are guided through life. There is no coincidences in what we see, what we hear, the people that we meet. There's always a reason. There's a reason why you got guided to this channel, because there's something that you needed to hear, or something you needed to learn, something that you can take with you and go out in the world and do awesome things. So there was a lot of explanation for manifesting, but I love that topic because I work with that a lot. And I was, back in the days, I was like, ooh, I want to win the lottery. For me, it was like, ooh, I can't, the only way for me to you know, to live in a big house or to have a big YouTube career is if I win in the lottery. And obviously that's a stupid way to think about it. Like, why did I think that the only way I could do things was if I won in the lottery? Truth is, I did need to win the lottery to sit here today, you know. Things that you need comes to you in other ways. So don't put yourself in a box. Don't be like, ooh, I can only do this if I get this. So the other question from the same person is, how can I become more spiritual? Any books? And yes, and I have the book with me, because this is the first book that I got. And I will say that it's a really good book to, what is this? Ha! We did speak about auras. This is about auras. So, you know, this book has everything. This is a perfect book if you really want to, learn the spiritual. Also because I remember that there is practice in this book where you have to put color pencils in a bag. Then you have to close your eyes, you have to grab down in the bag, take a pencil, and you have to guess. You really have to feel what color is it that you have in your hand. And it took me, you know, it took me some minutes to really get the hang of it, but I was right. Every time I took one and I said it's blue, it was blue. So again, this really pushes you to really develop your spiritual side. So a beginner's guide. If you are a beginner, I will say that this book is the best option. I will obviously put a link down below for you guys, but there's so many magical things in this, and it's about healing, it's about chakras. Also because chakras are really something that is very important for us. If our chakras doesn't work, we can manifest, we can attract. So another book that I want to show you guys is, this book helped me a lot, but I will say that you need to be a little known in the field, like not super known, but you really need to at least believe in it. But the Spiritual Growth book by Sonia Roman, Being Your Higher Self, this book is going to kick your vibrations off. Like, whoa. I mean, this was an eye-opener for me. This is the best book ever if you wanna become, you know, your spiritual master of manifesting, because it explains pretty well that we manifest with our higher self, not our physical self that we have here. It's our higher self. We attract with our higher self. Also with twin flame journeys, we connect with other people's higher self. So this book is going to blow you away. Get this book, people. Another book is from David Wells. I did speak about David in other videos because I had a reading with David, because he speaks about his journey. He was a part of Most Haunted, the UK Ghost Adventures series. So he knows about, you know, if you want to contact the dead, if you think that you have that in you, this book is going to help. He's such a sweetheart. He's just, oh my god. You guys need to book a reading with him because he's so spot on. He was the one who told me that I would become something major, that I wouldn't even, you know, I would be pretty surprised. He saw my name and my picture on a big billboard. So are you guys ready for that moment? I'm so much ready to be on a billboard one day. And he was also, the funny thing is, he was the one telling me that I would be together with an American person, someone who was in the filming industry, or in, you know, someone who had a camera on him. You know, I'm just saying. So, you know, I'm just, you know, again, manifesting, just chill out, you know, let things come to you. But he is, the other books is Ask Your Guides. That is from Sonia Choquette. I don't know how to say it. I love her. She's just, it's so easy to read these books, even though that it's a lot, because she's funny and she's, you know, she's really explaining her journey and how you can do things. There's also a tarot practice or like help in it, but this was the first one. Then I, you know, got through this baby, and now I am reading this one. So I mean I love books. I am a book sucker, I will say. I mean, this is, for me, books are just tiny cute souls. I will say. I know that sounds stupid, but I love it. I have been thinking about also one day I am going to write my own book, of course. So that is books for you guys that you can, you know, they really help me because they have a lot of, you know, they really speak about the truth behind the spiritual. Chakras and definitely your awakening experience. So, chakras. I do think that I am going to do like a big video about chakras because chakras are just really, it's a complex you know phenomenon. Sometimes my words are just weird. It's a major topic with chakras, but I will say that chakras are like our houses in our zodiac astrology. The red base chakra is at the end of your spine. If that doesn't work, your other chakras doesn't work. I just saw 1111. Oh my god, and you have 1111, the person who asked the question. Hey girl! Well, synchronicities. So I am going to do like a bigger video about chakras because it's really, I can't explain chakras in 5 minutes because it's just major, it's big. And the other thing was my awakening experience. Well, for me, I will say that it's been like since I was a little child. I had my first awakening experience. I think it was maybe 4 or 5 years old, where I got woken up by a very light figure, and next to the light figure was a dog. And I remember that freaked me out. You know, it really freaked me out. And after that, I just shut it off. And here's the thing, I grew up in a family where my mom did like these witchy things. So it's, you know, again, no wonder that I am who I am today. I remember that sometimes she had people over, like spirits could speak through her. So it was so weird for me to come home and then, you know, people was in our home and, you know, she did all that crazy things. But that was when I was younger, and then my mom really, you know, she fell down this depressive thing where she got sick and stuff like that. So she shut it off, so she didn't use it anymore. So I actually never really, you know, learned how to use those gifts, or to, you know, how should I do that? So I just shut it off. I didn't really do anything about it after. And then many years after, I started speaking a little bit with Zach Bacon from Ghost Adventures. But it was always like, it was a weird energy between us. And then sometime after, I met Aaron, who is a part of Ghost Adventures, together with my friend Amanda. We went to Vegas and we met him. He's just one of the most amazing, funniest, kindest people on this planet, I will say. After I met him and my experience with, you know, the whole weird connection with Zach, it just blew up a portal in my life where things came in, like night terrors. Like, it was almost like that the spirit world, the nasty spirit world, suddenly just found out that, ooh, she's awakened, ooh, now we can, you know, contact her. And I think that was my huge awakening, where I just came into that whole world. And again, I've been shutting it off from time to time, and I didn't really want to get into it. But then, you know, one day it just came to me. I just got into all that, like I explained, tarot cards and the crystals and all the other magical things. So my awakening is actually I don't know, I got awakened by other people, you know, by meeting other people. So again, that's why it's important that sometimes people that we meet are more important than we think. But the last kick for me doing this YouTube and stuff like that was the person that I thought was my twin flame. I don't know if it's my twin flame. It's so confusing for me, because when I ask the cards, I always get signs like, you know, you're connected and blah blah blah. So and I mean, it's a whole weird story between me and him. And you know, he didn't really let me go. He's still following me on Instagram, and he doesn't really follow many people. So it feels like we're still talking, but not really. But I do feel that this person was in my life to awaken me. So for me it's hard to say what really awakened me, because it feels like a lot of people actually was a big part of my awakening. So that's also to show you guys to pay attention to who is in your life, because a lot of people are actually there to awaken you. Then I want to know about your spiritual awakening. Again, I just spoke about it, so it is kind of the same question, that a lot of people was a part of my awakening, and I do feel that my awakening is not done. I do feel a lot of people think that, ooh, the awakening is just like 1 month, then I'm like, woohoo, ready to go out there. And no, if you are on a spiritual like path, you are on a spiritual path for life. If you are on a twin flame journey, you know, you are not done developing or being awakened until you get put together with that twin again. And I don't really know, it's so confusing. I don't know who my twin is. Maybe it is the person from Ireland that, you know, that awakened me. Maybe it's someone else. Maybe I know who it is, maybe I don't know. The thing is, when I ask the cards, I'm not supposed to know yet, because my focus shouldn't be on the twin flame journey. And I always, 222, I always explain that to you guys. Your focus shouldn't be on the twin flame journey. Because if you're on a twin flame journey, you know you're on a twin flame journey. You have to be focused on the awakening, the, you know, learning things, becoming your higher self. That's why that book is so important. And you also asked about the books. And again, I did speak about the books, but this is, I will say these two, this is a good start to have, because they really open up and really show you what it is that you need to do and to know. This is very basic with like tarot cards and the chakras and the aura. What else do we have? And again, another spiritual awakening question. What else can I explain with the spiritual awakening? Well, a part of my spiritual awakening is also the thing that, again, and I do actually feel that second era was a big part of, you know, opening up that, like with spirits, like, you know. Also because I explained that in one of the last readings, that I have this, I am connected with my past life where I was a witch in Salem. So I still have the witchiness, but I also have this from a past dimension, maybe, with the ancient, like something very ancient. And I have something, how can I explain this? I am something ancient from a past dimension, life, whatever you call that. And I have something ancient that's always with me, that's protecting me all the time, that's, you know. And then another thing that Patty Negri talked with me about, that I also have this balance between that, because I'm so light, that I attract the darkness. And sometimes I have to be careful not to let, you know, the darkness take over, because it's, you know, it's the energy that I put out. It's, again, like I spoke about with karma, that it's pretty heavy. And sometimes, you know, I don't really think about it, but my thoughts or intentions that I put out to people, it can be very flowering and really blooming, but if I'm negative on people, I have to be careful. And not the telepathic, but I can't remember what the word, like moving objects thing. If I'm mad, if I'm really, really mad, things, you know, it's like flew off the table. The spiritual awakening is many layers. It's connecting with spirits. It's your past life. It's many things. So I have a balance in me with the light and the dark, that I have to be careful. And when I am out filming abandoned places and stuff like that, especially when we went to Ireland, when we went to the asylum, again, I have to be careful what I let in. On that trip, I was more focused on the person that I thought was my twin flame. Who's maybe my twin flame? I don't know. Would love to see more twin flame videos. And I am going to do more twin flame videos. And it's funny because on my channel, it's like people don't want to see twin flame videos and people want to see twin flame videos. But I think I am also going to do more deep videos that's not readings, but where I talk about it. And I have the how you can see if you are on a twin flame journey, on a soulmate journey. So if you haven't watched that, go make sure to see it, because it's very informative. How do we find our life purpose? One way to find your life purpose, and I think that that's the most interesting way, is actually to find your north and south node, because that explains pretty well what it is that you're supposed to learn in this life. And again, it's a big part of your life purpose. You can also go on, I think it's Cafe Astrology, I will put a link down below, because if you put your chart information down, you can read much more detailed about, you know, the basic life, like why it is that you're here, you tend to attract. This is so funny. I actually did think about if I should do a video on that. Because again, it really explains hardcore, like you tend to find people who are in relationships, or you are supposed to heal people, or, you know, they go deep. So check that out. How can I manifest my ex back? It is a tricky one. You know how I can. First of all, you have to find out if this person is, you know, if he's good for you. I will say it's really complicated with love, because if it's about love, it's not you manifesting something for yourself, because it involves someone else as well. Someone who has their own mind. So obviously you can put a spell on someone and be like, ooh, you know, take a rope and then try to get them close. But if you want to, I will say that one thing, or one way you can do it, is to write a letter. Try to heal the connection, whatever happened in the past. Write a letter about that. You heal whatever happened in the past, and you ask the universe to send you this person into your life again. If it's about love, rose quartz is obviously one of the best crystals, so you know, keep it close. I also have it here. I always have it with me. So try to write a letter where you want to manifest this person. Maybe do it in a new moon. New moons are really good for manifesting. But put the letter away and don't think about it. Because the more you think and focus on it, the more annoyed you're going to get. Like, why isn't it here? Why doesn't this work? And remember, I spoke about this. That if you get to a point where you think that, oh, it doesn't work, then the universe is like, oh, your wish is my command. So, remember that. If you have a thought, when you manifest, remember that the universe always feels it. And the universe is like, your wish is my command. So, how do you feel about things you want to manifest? If you feel bad, your wish is my command. By the way, a funny story about I don't know what I should call that person. We need to find a name for this person. the person I thought it was my twin. When I was and I actually filmed this, you can see it in the vlog, but when I went out to buy this, we went out of the store, and I said, like, while I was filming, like, now we're going to manifest the right man into our life. And I looked down at the ground, and the person's name was carved in letters. No joke. I was really like, what? And right after, I saw 717. Again, it's all in the vlog. And I even say his name out loud. So if you want to know what his name is, you should go watch that. But that was just like, again, that's why I'm so confused about this person. Because I want to let this person go. I'm so confused about, what is this S about? Because the universe always keeps, like, giving me clues. But still, I don't know anything. So I know you guys, when twin flames, it's so hard, And to be honest, I don't know if I care this much. I think it's just because that we went through so much. Like, what do I actually feel for that person? I have no clue. So you guys are not alone being confused. I am that too. And the same with the job that you want to manifest. See yourself in the job that you want. If you want to do something with public, I don't know, whatever it is, something with closing, really see yourself helping people with, finding clothes or talking with people or filming, whatever it is that you want, you need to see yourself in it. So visualization, feeling happy. If you walk around being sad about that you lose a job, your wish is my command. Always remember that. Your wish is my command. Okay. Thank you for your amazing videos. Thank you. What is the best crystals for money, love, and spiritual work? Ooh! Again, for love, obviously, rose quartz. That's, you know. For money, citrine is the best money-making crystal. That's the same crystal that I have on this little one. It's also this big piece. This is also a healing crystal. If you are, you know, have tissue, what you call that, skin problems, just put it on here. Also, what is it called? Cellulite? Like, you know, we girls have that problem sometimes. Cellulite, cellulite. This crystal helps for that. I'm just saying. This is the money flow crystal. If I can't remember what it's called. I have my, by the way, if you guys want to buy crystal books, these books are amazing. I have, it's like the crystal Bible. I have the one, I have number 2, and I have number 3. I don't know if there's any other crystal books, but 1 and 2 is actually, you know, whatever you need, because this is more like crystals that you don't find that often. Also, oh yeah, adventuring. This one is the luck, the stone of luck. I always have this in my pocket. I always have this with me. Adventuring is really money stone, the stone of luck. These 2 crystals, I always have them with me. But I don't know where my dragon bloodstone is. If it's about, I mean, this one is also, but again, I can't remember what it's called. But I'm going to show the crystals that I use when I do spiritual work, and I'm going to write it on the screen. But this one is Angel Light, and this is amazing. I always use this for contacting the angels and the spirits and the guides, and this is like the spirit, the angel crystal, but this is magic. This one is for psychic work, so this is amazing. I always have this with me when I do tarot card readings. Oh, and this one, this I'm going to show the clip in these videos if there's something I talk about, but the girl at the shop actually spoke about this because it's actually formed very special.
And like I said, you know, since you already do like astral projection and all those things, this would be a great meditation.
Okay, perfect.
You know, Tibetan quartz is special because, well, the region it comes from is pretty spiritually charged, and it's from the Himalayas, so it's, you know, there's high frequencies in this, and it grows in a wand.
Oh.
So this is natural.
Damn.
2 points. There's only a few minerals. It'll happen sometimes with quartz crystals, but for the most part it doesn't, because think about it. Most quartz grows in clusters, right?
Yeah.
So these are actually just forming this.
That is interesting, actually.
So a wand, the energy flows more freely.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is a really powerful crystal, and this one is tripping me out. It has a rainbow in it too.
And all crystals are actually like this one. This comes out like this. I was just about to say that it grows like this. This is also for money. This is the, I had this as a necklace, but it broke. But again, if a crystal or a necklace with a crystal breaks, it's because your wish is fulfilled or your wish is granted. This is also the citrine. So again, I have a lot of like crystals that I use, and I will write it because I am so bad at remembering, you know, the names for it. So bad at that. It's crazy. I probably should do like a big video about crystals, because I have crystals on me all the time. This is also for spiritual work. This is clear quartz, and obviously, you know, cellulite. I'm confused. By the way, the person who won the cellulite unicorn horn together with the tarot card deck. She didn't really write to me, so if I don't hear from this person the next days, I'm going to pick a new winner. I'm just saying. This is going to be a long video. Oh yeah, acupuncture. Do you have tarot class, or are you going to have? I did actually. I don't have classes because this is another thing I always try to explain to you guys. The way that I, use tarot, the way that I, learned it is by using your intuition. Because obviously, if you want to learn about tarot cards, the normal writer's deck is the best. And the thing is that one card has so many different kind of readings. And it's also about, one thing is about, if you put 3 cards together, like what is the meaning between the 3 cards? In what connection? Is it in the past? Is it in the future? Is it helping cards? Is it, again, intuition? It's more important to use your intuition when you do tarot card readings. But again, colors also have a big meaning in cards. And whatever else you see, like a house, like, there's a lot of signs. But I have been thinking about doing like videos where I talk about the different kind of cards. But again, I will say that if you learn to do tarot card readings, you have to really use your intuition. That is the most important. That's the way I do it, the messages that I get through. What is your favorite book? What book are you reading at the moment? Well, my favorite book is this one. Again, did just speak about that. And the book that I'm reading at the moment is the Trust Your Vibes. Yeah, this is amazing. I mean, this is more like, this is about, us people who are on the 6th century, like 6th sense. It's a lot of practice. It's, again, practice sensing tension in the air. When you come into a room, you can almost feel like how people feel. That's why I hate to be at places where there's too many people, because how can I feel if angels are near me? This is an interesting question, because it obviously depends on people. But for me, when my angels or guides are near me, I always have a tingling sensation. Or it gets warm, especially in my third eye. Like if it tingles, or if it's like, if I feel like a pressure on it, I know that I have to pay attention to something. Or that a message is coming through. Also with like, if the throat, if it's like you can't speak, or if you're like, then it's something like they try to show you something, like you need to speak something, or you need to, again, if you're a person who didn't speak up about something that you want to speak up about, you need to, pay attention to your throat. And that's something that I actually, before I did YouTube, I had a customer who was like, she said to me, and she was like, she was a psychic, and she said, you need, because I had a lot of problems with my throat back then. So she was like, first of all, your guides want you to be seen. You need to be seen. And you need to speak with people. You need to speak your experiences. And after I started out doing this YouTube, I don't have problems with my, my throat anymore. So warm sensations in your body, or tingling sensations, or another, I mean, obviously if you find feathers, that's also a sign. Or butterflies, or, the smell of rose. What else do we have? Another thing that I have, and I haven't met anyone else who have it, so I'm interested to hear if any of you guys have it. And it started 3 years ago, that if I'm outside and I look at the sky, I see sparkles. It's like tiny, it's like electricity. And I do it when it's very light, especially outside. Or orbs, especially also in the dark, where like sometimes it's colored orbs. Most of the times when it's white or clear orbs, it's like, I know that it's my spirit guides. But there's different kind of, like, if it's someone who passed over, I have noticed that it's sometimes orange or it's blue. Again, it depends on, or green, it depends on what energy the spirit has with them. And it's sometimes also signs, like I did a reading yesterday where I saw the red orb, and I saw the red orb when I spoke about, I can't remember what I spoke about, but it was something about letting go or something like that. So the angels and guides are always trying to give us signs to pay attention to things. Like if you see something in the corner of your eyes, it's because you need to focus on, you know, that area. Or if you hear something, and it happens all the time for me, also when I have customers. Like one time, and I can't remember like the specific why it happened, but it felt like a bat, you know, was in my hair. I just had this like this thing, and it really confused me, and I can't really remember like why, because it's many years ago. But it's those kind of signs, like they give us signs all the time, also with numbers. So that's how you can say, that's how you can feel that they are near. Okay, so the money spell, can I use it for a job? It's the money spell that I posted back then, I guess. And yes, obviously you can. Again, the best way to manifest a job is to visualize it again and feel happy about it. If we are sad and if we are focused on the wrong things, we are not able to manifest. That's how it is. What zodiac signs did you have the longest relationship with? That was Aries. That was my, you know, the person I was like engaged with. And it was actually, you know, I guess I just really fit well together with Aries people in some way. And it's funny because my North Node is an Aries, so it actually does make sense. What other zodiac signs did you date? The other person that I, you know, had a really hard time. The person that I had the hardest time with, not the hardest time, it's I would say it was the person I had the hardest time with. But the person that was very emotional was Pisces. And again, it's not all Pisces, but he was just very emotional. And he was a lot in the past. And I am someone who, you know, I'm not in the past, I'm in the future, you know. What else? I did date, like, Dave Navarro was Gemini. So that's like air. So that, you know, we're still friends today, so it makes sense that Geminis are just, you know, I love Gemini. I had a lot of Scorpios in my life. Well, makes sense because I'm a Scorpio. And I had Leo, and again there was also another Aries. So it's funny how, you know, and the other person that I, you know, that I don't know if it's my twin flame, he was a Libra as well. So for me it's so funny because if you date someone who's the same, it's yes, it's a good match, but you also have this, like, you know, you bump heads all the time. Like, you have the same, it's hard to explain, but you guys know what I mean if you date the same zodiac sign. But again, it's so hard with zodiac signs because I am, just because I'm a Libra, I'm not just a Libra, because I have so many other signs in my chart. Like, I'm also a Cancer. Markiplier is a Cancer. I should just stop talking about that guy. You know, it's, you know, there's so many. Also, Psych is Aries, so that also fits. That is the signs that I can remember right now. What's the oil roll you used in the beginning? That was a video, and I took this because I know a lot of you guys want to know. It's so amazing because I got it again. If you guys are in LA, you can get it from Spellbound Sky, and it smells amazing. It really, I'm gonna use it again because it is, I think it's sandalwood and stuff like that. It's alcohol free. It's like, you know, vegan. So if people who are into that. Melinda Lee Holmes, the name is down there. That is her. I think you can buy it online, but you know, so it's like, it's cruelty free, it's vegan, this is really, I mean, this is for connecting with like the spiritual and stuff. And every time I have it on, I have customers and I do the makeup, they're like, what is that? Best vlog of filming memories. I have a lot, I will say. But for me it's funny because I have like moments that I think about. I am going to put clips in if I can find them. But for example, when me and Kiri was in UK last time, we went to the Hellfire Caves. That was just amazing. That was so, I mean, I can't even describe the feeling that we felt in the caves. Also because they did rituals. They did probably also kill people. And there's a lot of stories behind it. Another thing is, there is a connection with the person that I don't know if I'm trying to name. We went to a place in Ireland where it was like a nun. The nuns lived there in the past. And speaking about synchronicities and coincidences, when we went to the place, we couldn't get in. And we kind of got caught because, you know, the people who owned the place, they came. I was like, oh my god. But we actually got allowed to got into the place. I mean, how random is that? I will put the video down below because it was just so beautiful. We didn't film that much in there because no, the person filmed more. So I know that it was bigger video is on his channel, but I'm not going to link it down below. But it was just walking around the gardens around. It's just really a vivid memory for me. I don't know why, but for some reason I feel very connected. The whole trip to Ireland was just amazing. It's just the thing with going around in abandoned buildings and, you know, big castles. That's just, I love that. I adore that so much. So that's my happy memories of the filming. And obviously, you know, there's LA. I mean, oh my god, you guys can go watch the vlogs.